Okay, this is a turn one. I will keep it. They're probably going to... Okay, welcome back, and today we're going to be playing Black Saga Storm again. I'm testing something out, and I wanted to make a video for the testing. I went through a league. It felt pretty good. I mean, it's a small enough change that the deck is still going to feel similar. There's nothing that's going to be wildly different, right? But I just want to see if we can take advantage of 4 Baubles. Now, Baubles do have its problem, right? If you need a card right now on your draw step, or else you're dead and you draw Bauble, well, unlike a traditional cantrip, you cannot draw it until next turn, right? However, there are some obvious positives to Bauble. It doesn't cost mana, so you can cantrip, get free information, turn on Metalcraft, all while still casting other spells. In fact, since you're enabling Mox Opal, oftentimes you can think of it as like 0.3 mana, right? Now, there is the problem that if you have too high a density of this card, you're just going to be running on a hamster wheel, right? Bauble into Bauble into Bauble into Bauble. However, what this does do is it does shorten up your deck, right? If 8 of our cards draw into other cards, then every turn we're going to be drawing 2 or 3 cards and cycling through effectively, as long as we can wait a short amount of time, effectively getting us closer to the other cards in the deck, which does increase consistency. Just as a rule of thumb, the more cantrips you have, the quicker you're going to get to the other cards. Now, there is obviously a tipping point where the more cantrips you have, or too many, then you just have too much air. If you're cantripping into cantrips, then you're not actually getting something, you're just getting the cards that get you 2, and you're just wasting time, right? You'll notice I didn't say mana, obviously, because they're free, however, it does cost time. So, it's the perfect card for early on playing, enabling Mox Opal, playing something out, say, an artifact that then gives us Metalcraft that allows us to then use the Bauble and maintain our Metalcraft. We get free information, which directly correlates with our discarding, giving us information as to what we should discard, as well as what we may discard the next turn. Now, one thing I've noticed with this deck, without this many Baubles, and the theory is to try and improve this, we'll see how it pans out. Like I said, I did play 1 league. I went 4-1, felt good. But again, we haven't changed enough things where you're really going to know just by playing League. You got to keep playing, keep playing, keep playing, that sort of thing. But one thing I did notice with, or have always noticed by playing Black Saga Storm, is though 5 Baubles increase consistency, there were still probably enough times, more times than I'm comfortable with, that you're not drawing what you need, right? So what I mean by that is a hand that, say, has discard, redraw, mana, but no payoff. Or payoffs, discard, but not enough mana. Whatever it is, you have 2 out of 3, and you're looking for the third thing, and you don't find it in time, right? And traditionally, cantrips are what smooth this sort of thing out. That's why Brainstorm and Ponder are so popular. That's one of the reasons why blue is often referred to as, and I'm sure correctly, generally speaking, the best color, because selection is very, very advantageous. And we are in a monocolored deck that is trying to leverage the high power level of both soul lands and artifact lands and Urza Saga. So we don't have the luxury of fetch lands, which can, not just with Brainstorm or Ponder, but also create additional selection with a card like Mishra's Bauble. So we don't have access to those things, right? I mean, we can, right? We do have shuffle effects. There are spots where it may come up. And not only do we get information about the top of their deck, but we can, if we have 2 of these Baubles and we're discarding, we can also look at the top of our deck, which can give us vital information as to what the best choice would be when discarding. So the information is not nothing at all. Mishra's Bauble is much better than Urza's Bauble, despite what you may think about Cabal Therapy. We are so often with 8 other discard spells already seeing their hand, and the vast majority of the time Urza's Bauble is revealing information that we already knew. So what we do have access to, however, is increasing the density of baubles, because this is another thing that discard is good about doing. Discard slows the game down. We can discard their threats, their own game plan to slow the game down, which gives us the time required to make use of these baubles, okay? That is probably the primary reason that I want to test these baubles out. There are 2 other reasons, and I will get to that shortly. But the primary reason is just to get to our other cards quicker, and it's like a paradox, basically, right? Like it's a slow trip, people tend to call it, but it can very well lead you to your overall game plan quicker simply because of the tempo that it provides. You're shortening your deck without having to pay any mana, so you can cast your Wish Claws, you can cast your discard, you can do all these other things while getting closer to the rest of your deck, and getting, as we discussed, a lot of incidental bonus features, we'll call it. Not to mention, obviously, Saga being able to get Bauble. The deck draws a lot of cards, so, and I just want to see if increasing that velocity, drawing 2-3 cards in a turn more frequently, is beneficial. So the other 2 reasons being, and one is pretty obvious, making Ad Nauseam more consistent, right? What have I taken out? I've taken out 1 1-drop and 2 2-drops. Cabal Ritual, 2 of them, and Cabal Therapy. That's -5 mana value, I guess it's called now, for 3 Urza's Bauble. So we've gone down a fair amount of converted mana cost, I'm going to call it, and play Bauble. Now you might think, well, Bauble doesn't actually give you anything with Ad Nauseam, but it often does. It does. Oftentimes we've gotten Tendrils, we have a land, or 2 mana, whatever, we have a Dark Ritual, we have a Tendrils and enough mana for it, we just need to find the Storm, and we don't want to be taking a lot of life, so a lot of times these Baubles are actually great for your Ad Nauseam. Obviously getting Metalcraft, they're huge for that, so it will smooth out our Ad Nauseam. The other issue being, it's kind of a pronged thing, right? And exactly why I've chosen to take out Cabal Rituals and one of the Cabal Therapies. If you've been riding along this tuning path, you'll know that in the past I have cut a discard spell and I have cut Cabal Rituals. They have come in and out of the deck, and it's when you don't have, say you have no selection, you have to run a certain density to get a card a certain percentage of the time. Of course, the difficulty is when you draw, all A's and B's, no C's, all B's and C's, no A's, that sort of thing, with no selection to change that, right? And of course, the idea is when we add Baubles, we now shorten up our deck, make it smaller, and despite having less discard and less mana, we will on average find the same amount of it, as long as we have the bit of time that it may take to churn through our Baubles, and it will increase overall card quality, because if I'm being honest, Cabal Ritual is not a great card. Cabal Therapy can be dicey, however, it is oftentimes exactly what we need, and nothing else will do. It's double discard for 1 mana if we have a creature, right? So being able to get it with a tutor is essential. However, I think 10 discard spells is a lot. If you are not running enough cantrips, slow trips, whatever it is, you do need to overload. I would argue, however, that 9 is still a lot and still an overload, and with 8 slow trips, I think it will be just fine. So I was comfortable taking out 1 Cabal Therapy, and I was comfortable removing the Cabal Rituals, because though there are many spots where it is exactly what we need, and sometimes gets us out of sticky chalice spots, whatever it is. I would argue that if our deck is better, there's a point where if you improve the overall quality of your deck, you may very well find yourself in that type of situation less often, right? Thus, just avoiding it in the first place. Is Bauble the thing that's going to help us avoid getting locked behind Chalice? No. But I would say that comes up weighing pros and cons, I think there is a possibility, right? I'm testing. This is not something I've solidified, but certainly a possibility that the pros will outweigh the cons. So this is my line of thinking. We have tried additional baubles in the past. I don't think I've ever actually tried 8. I think I've gone to 6 before. Like I think I tried just removing a Cabal Therapy and going for a 6th bauble, and I don't think that's enough. Just like you need to run a certain density of discard to overload, I think you also need to run a certain density of baubles to overload, and I don't think 6 was just enough for it to be annoying, but not enough to really overload. So we'll see. Baubles can really help mulligans. When you have X amount of cards that are perfect for your hand, then baubles always just kind of add onto it, right? If you already have Saga, Ancient Tomb, whatever, some cards that already on their own are powerful enough, then oftentimes the rest of it can be clunky. Maybe you have, you know, cards to discard and you're whatever amount of mana away from ad nauseam, but then you just have a Burning Wish. You just have a Tendrils, whatever it is. Bauble is never that awkward card. Bauble is always a redraw to get you closer to the other cards. So when we mulligan and we bottom a card, it's if our hand is perfect, you can bottom a Bauble. If it's not perfect, well, you can bottom the cards that are problematic, and then you have a chance to draw the card that is good. So I think they will overall help mulligans, especially helping Metalcraft. Despite having a large amount of artifacts, including artifact lands, it's often enough that we are just barely missing Metalcraft, and we have to throw back an otherwise perfect hand if it just could draw 1 artifact to turn on Mox Opal. So hoping to help that sort of thing out, and honestly, I really do think that you have to specifically leverage these cards, right? The Epic Storm, for instance, plays Galvanic Relay, a set of 3 in their deck. This card is actively great with Galvanic Relay. I do the same thing with Wishless Epic Gamble, if I can find... See, 4 baubles, 4 baubles, just leveraging Galvanic Relay, right? And I think the idea here is to do the same thing, where discard is going to throw them off balance such that we can cycle our baubles and get what we need, all while pumping constructs, getting Metalcraft, allowing replacement draw effects for Urza Saga, increasing Adnau's consistency, even just tutoring for a Bauble. I've found myself doing that before, where you have an excess tutor and you just want to cycle it. Copy a Bauble, no problem. But I guess that's all I have to say about that, just to kind of give you a explanation as to where I'm coming from testing this. So, 4-1 last night. Let's see if we can pull off a trophy today. I'll see you in the first round. Oh, it's worth mentioning that I think they'll help Progenitor Ooze. Overall, just free Storm is going to be good for Progenitor Ooze. Because the problem with Ooze, right, oftentimes we're playing our artifacts out to play around Chalice, to play around Discard, this sort of thing, and we don't wind up with the Storm needed to effectively resolve this card. And what Bauble will do is it allows us to store resources on board and then draw into them the next turn, which could very well prompt a powerful resolution of Progenitor Ooze, right? So, in addition to that, it will help awkward Tendrils draws. You can, say against the control deck where you're looking to be very patient, you can put these Baubles into play and just don't draw cards and wait till you hit 7, and then pop them all off and put like 12 cards in your hand and just get them with, 11, 12 spells that they're probably going to have to interact with anyways. Baubles can actually be very, very strong with Tendrils. So, that's all I'm going to say. See you in the first round. Okay, here we are, first round against Zalzabar. We're on the draw, which is not good. We have Saga and Soul Land, which is good. However, we do have Best Buddies, Burning Wish, and Tendrils. The rest of our hand is decent but slow. I'm going to keep. I'm not thrilled about it, but I'm going to keep. Just want to make sure the recording started. Sorry about that. Right, they're starting on Chalice, paying life. Fine with that. We have no 1-drops. We also don't have 0-drops. This is actually a pretty good hand to keep. Not a good draw, but it's okay. Okay, if they go something like Red Source Blood Moon, then we've just lost. But otherwise, I think we're in a decent spot. Oh, yeah. 8 cast? Let's go. Cast, okay. They're certainly paying life. And haven't played a Saga yet. If we can dodge Saga one more turn, which it looks unlikely, but if we can, I think we're heavily favored. If we don't, we'll see. Ooh, another Saga. That's good. That might do the trick. I can make tokens, then we can go Saga again. And with the Black Source, play Wishclaw. They're not bobbling, so they're gearing up for either a Thought Cast or, yep, Kappa. They only have 2 cards, and then they're going to draw into a bunch more. So this is going to be tough to race. There's definitely an argument for having played City, but I don't know. That's tough. Let's keep making these. Oh, I should have played out Opal. I don't know why I was thinking Chalice was on 0. So that's actually a good draw. Not a terrible draw, like I said. Oh, man. Bit of a goof on my part. Let's go Lion's Eye Diamond. Is that true? I almost want to hold some cards for Tendrils. So maybe Chrome Mox on Burning Wish is the best. So I'm probably going to have a Force. Tendrils is good at playing around Force. We already have an Opal. Chrome Mox Imprint. Play an Opal. Play a Bauble. Play Saga. Play Wishclaw. If this resolves, I think we're ahead. Oh yeah. Because now we can attack. They have to take it. Making more constructs next turn. We get this Tendrils going for us. We have a Vault of Whispers in hand. They're in big trouble. These Baubles are probably going to be a turn too late. They're going to Bauble. They're going to Bauble. 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 Oh my god, we showed him City, City, City. That's funny. That is funny. They have a 6/6. So I know I'm going to make at least a 7/7. So I think I'm going to use this Bauble to get more Storm for Tendrils. Because they're going to have to chump, so it's only worth 1 on board. And getting Tendrils for lethal will have better odds if I use this Bauble. Alright. At least one of their draws is a Bauble. That's a lot of Bauble triggers. Ooh, they could draw Adawara. I didn't think of that. Ooh, that's a good draw. Also a good draw. Like a really good draw. Petal was great. Play Petal. Let's go Vault. Let's go... If I go Wishclaw, I can't go Tendrils. Unless I resolve a ritual off of Wishclaw. No, that's not true. I can use Petal. Play this Wishclaw. Probably going to force it. Nope. Okay. Now I attack. They jump, go to 2. Can't use Ancient Tomb. And I guess I should just use Wishclaw, huh? It doesn't help if they're not going to have Fluster, but I mean, either way, you're dead to this. You're just dead to it. Alright, we got game 1. That's pretty smooth. So we want Haywire Might, Surge Node. And Emery's such a pain in the butt. We used to have Needle. Needle's very good in this matchup. I don't want to bring in Push. I think that's just too deep. So we no longer have Cabal Rituals to board out. Our boarding is probably often going to be boarding Baubles. Often enough, at least. Just trimming? Yeah, Chalice on 0 hurts. Could try Ave on the play, maybe. Might be tough to pull off. This hand is great. No, I think maybe they will have learned their lesson about Chalice. Just play it on 0. I understand it hurts 8 cast, but I'm not sure everyone understands just how bad it is for us. Not interested. I like it. Ooh, I like that too. So let's go Petal, Chrome Mox. I'm gonna imprint this Dark Ritual. We're gonna go Mox Opal. We're going to play Duress. They want to Fluster, that's fine. Regardless of what was in their hand, I think I would be taking Fluster anyways. So I'm not going to have Chalice. They would have played it. They're going to force. Really? Weird. What could you be protecting? They pitched a Thoughtcast. Sigh. Okay. Opal. Okay. Petal. They're going to show us no force. Maybe. Let's see. No, they're going to have, what's it called? Metallic Rebuke? Vernal Tutor was pretty good. Alright. There's no Saga, once again. No Chalice. They only have 2 cards. I'm going to see how well they can deal with these constructs. And once Saga pops off, we can get LED and hit them pretty big. Maybe I was supposed to cast IT. Yeah, I was supposed to cast it last turn, just to put Cabal Therapy in my hand. They only have 1 card. I think it's Metallic Rebuke. They're getting in. Oh, it could be Hercules. Is it Hercules Recall? I bet you it is. It's honestly not even the worst. Alright, IT not the greatest. I think I'm just going here. They have 1 card. Here comes Hercules Recall. It's not even good for them. Or no, it's gonna be worse. It's Otawara. And they're Hellbent. Just don't care about this. Okay. So we are gonna peer. I haven't counted, but I'm pretty sure we have enough for that. We can... Well, they can potentially draw 1 card, but they can't do anything with it. We can spend 1 to go get another LED, and then we can copy it with Infernal Tutor, play them, and then... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll get Lines of Diamond. Copy Lines of Diamond. Play the Lines of Diamonds. The Infernal Tutor. Correct for black and red. Almost enough to just straight kill them. Actually, do we have enough? 5, 6, 7, 8 kill. We have 10, so 8, 6, 4. Now we're two storm shy, but they're off it. They know it's coming. Alright, we're 1-0 in round 2. Okay, here we are, round 2, and once again, told you, best friends, Tendrils and Burning Wish, here they are. Okay, so we have Metalcraft, we have the Awkwardness of Burning Wish and Tendrils. What can we do with that? I mean, if we draw another LED, we can copy it with IT. No, we can't. You can't peer when you have Tendrils, because then you have no win cons. Because it goes right in the graveyard, and then Burning Wish is gone. Classic mistake. I think I have to throw this back. I think this is just too awkward. I know we kept it last time, but it had Saga and Soul Land, which is a different story. Let's mulligan to this hand. This hand looks a lot better. I'm going to keep... The question is, do I want IT or do I want a redraw? I think I want IT because we can go Petal, Opal, Land, Wishclaw. Or we can just open with Thoughtseize. Either way, I think this hand is pretty effective at going Hellbent and turning this into a Demonic Tutor. Yeah, I like the rest of the hand. Is this 8 cast again? Otawara, Petal. I mean, I don't mind playing against 8 cast, but twice in a row is kind of meh. Come on, Chalice. Come on. Alright, they're going for turn 1 Emery. No Chalice, no Chalice, no Chalice, no Chalice, no Chalice, no Chalice, no Chalice. Yeah. No Bauble either. Nice. Nice 1-2. Guess they can bring a Petal back, but... No Chalice, 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 no Chalice! I bet you they have a Chalice. I bet you they do. Ooh, that was a good draw. That was a very good draw. Okay, so... Given the circumstances, I think we're supposed to open with Thoughtseize. They do not have Chalice. They have a very awkward hand, though. Petal from Emery's going to help, but nice that we can take Force of Will. I could play out Wishclaw Talisman, and I think I'm going to. In fact, I know I'm going to. We could also just IT for another Saga. Honestly, I think that's my play next turn. We'll see. If we draw a discard, I might just... no, then we can't get LED with this. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. So yeah, Petal. We just don't want them to draw Bauble. Like the best draw for them. Bauble lets them thought cast off of these, and then they have access to a Bauble for Emery. But looks like they didn't find it. Wouldn't mind more discard. Wouldn't even mind mana. Oh, that's a good draw. I think I just need Thoughtcast for now. Oh yeah. Could get Saga, could get LED. LED, if we get it, we really want to discard first, which means making construct tokens, which means going to the third chapter of Saga, which means getting LED out of Saga anyways. So I think we either get more discard or just get Saga. It's probably just Saga. They are they're definitely doing something else. See when they come back. It's now been 6, 7, 8 minutes. I've now walked away, gone to the bathroom, just chilling here. Oh, yep, and we won the match. So my guess is just something happened, you know? Who knows? There's a lot of things in life that are much more important than one single match of Magic. We were definitely in a good position here. I think it would have been very difficult to lose this game, which puts us in a good position to win the match. So I'm going to count it 2-0. See you in the third round. Okay, here we are, round 3. We've lost the die roll again. I think that's 3 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. We will keep this hand, though. It is close. It's a little bit awkward, a little bit fragile. You may very well be playing against 8cast for a third time. Come on, man. I'm not even, like... It's not that I don't necessarily want to play against 8cast. It's just the same matchup. 3 in a row? Okay. Well, let's take a peek at the next one. Chrome Host Seed Shark. Okay, a little bit of spice. A little bit of spice. Let's... I'm going to play City. I'm going to play Petal. I'm going to play Lines of Diamond. And I'm going to trust in the draws. I want a Dark Ritual and a Black Source. Not a Black Source, but it's a mana. Now I want a Dark Ritual. Please, can I have it? They're strapped for mana themselves, although they will slowly claw back into it with this Emery. Can we get an Opal or a Dark Ritual? More duress. That's awkward. 2, 3, 6, 7. So one shot going for it. If I had enough to go for it right now, I would. Because there's a reasonable enough chance they don't have a force. But I think I'm just going to be patient. They might get punished. It's possible we should have held the city. I thought about it. We would have been in a pretty good spot here if we did. But no way to know for sure. Another opal. Spellbomb is fine. Now they get to crack Baubles, but they're not. It's kind of awkward. Alright. Now we can start doing stuff. Let's duress. With the double force. Let's pass. We are hoping they don't draw Chalice. They are definitely favored here. I think they are likely to draw Chalice. I think they're being too shy with their Baubles, in my opinion. Okay, they found a Saga. Getting in there with the Thought Monitor, so I guess that's really what they were after. They're still not going to Bauble here, even with a Petal. I think they're crazy. IT. Alright, here comes Duress. Take the other one. Are they going to use the Baubles? Try to find Chalice? There's one. There's two. If we drew one more Black Source, Dark Ritual, Petal, Opal, Chrome Mox, they would have been in trouble. But now they're going to play Chalice. Petal, Thoughtcast. They flipped a Force of Will with their Emery initially, so there's only one Force of Will left in their deck. So that's good. Comes Chalice. Nope. Kappa. Okay. Don't care about that. Only kind of care about that. They really not find Chalice? Wow. We have a chance. If we draw mana, we can duress. If we don't, we can just add Nauseam. They only have one force. We did draw the mana. 2, 4, Saga's 5. Heck yeah. Alright, they have nothing. And after all that, patience has paid off. Let's play Saga. Order these triggers. Tap the city. And this. We're still at 20. It's turn 5. We got lucky here. No Chalice is pretty lucky here. I think I want the 3 black instead of working towards Metalcraft. I'm going to draw 1 card. And we're in. Lots of zeros. You'd love to see it. Holy crap. Holy mackerel. Zeros coming in hot. Is that all of our baubles? Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them? 7 of them. And we used one, so that's all of them. It's pretty funny. We have LED, so we're just looking for one of the tutors. There it is. And tendrils, sure, why not? Just ridiculous. Ridiculous. We could have kept going. We got him. Surge Node. Haywire Might. Just take out a couple baubles. And let's go. Alright, here we go. Probably gonna get locked out by Chalice with this hand. Let's mulligan. This one is even worse, so let's mulligan. We have Saga and lands and Wish Claws. I'm probably just gonna bottom this pedal. Just do my best to play around Chalice on 1 and 0. Probably going 1. Yep. Which is fine. They go Opal. Not the worst draw. Let's play Swamp and pass. They go land pass. Their Opal is turned on. That Opal is horny. Let's play Saga and Wishclaw. Now, they cannot force pitching force. Perfect. They only have 2 cards. They cannot play a Pithing Needle from hand. So they would have to have a Saga, and they have no Saga. So they turn 1 Chalice plus force backup, which is fine, but our hand so far is quite good against it. Let's play this pedal. They're F6th. It's interesting. I'm going to make constructs, though. And we got a Kappa. Do not care about that. Probably beat that one on board. Take my turn. LED. Wow. So we have 3, 4, 7, 10, 11, 8. Oh, we can't discard because of Chalice. We can Haywire Might it. That leaves us with 3, 4. Not enough mana up front for Ad Naus. Leaves us with 3, 4, 7. Not enough for Wishclaw. I think I'm making constructs and getting Surge, or yeah, Surge Node, right? Then I can't play Wishclaw. Although I can't really play Wishclaw anyways. Let's make a thing. Kind of wish I had map here. Do I just get Haywire Might? I guess my concern is a second Chalice, obviously. It gains life, makes this Ad Naus better. It effectively costs 1 more, though, because I have to use Petal. Surge Node, I can play Swamp and Node. Now, I can also just get Opal and cast Wishclaw. If we get Haywire Might of 3, 4, I won't have enough to Haywire Might and Ad Naus. So I guess that's kind of awkward. Let's go Surge Node. Play Swamp. Play LED. Or F6th, man. We could have taken advantage of that, but I don't always trust the F6, right? Let's attack. Let them go. Another Kappa. They go down to 7. Makes that one bigger. We have no way to guarantee Ad Nausing. Now that makes me want to go for it. Wonder if they're going to attack. Ooh, Opal. Alright, so they're going to show us that they have nothing, though. I don't think I want a Surge Node. It's funny that you can put counters on these. Oh, they're not attacking. So I won't draw mana and just Ad Naus. At which point, I'd love to put this to 3, but it makes us less likely to be able to Ad Naus. And put it to 3 and play Wishclaw. Put it to 3. Play Wishclaw. Then we're one shy of Tendrils. It's a tough call. I think I'll be taking a turn off, so I'm gonna put a counter on it. So we would have drawn it. We can still go. We can still add Naws, and then we'll hit enough mana to put this to 3. We only have one card. It would have to be Metallic Rebuke. I can make these 7/7s if I wanted to. Then they have to trade and chump. Huh. Oh, plus we have... Okay. Let's go like this. Let's play the Wishclaw. Make them trade and chump. Oh, right, then it dies. I'm a doofus. I'm a doofus. It's okay. Next turn we have... We have enough. Oh, well, that's a good draw. That's fine. That's not fine. Well, no, that's fine. They'll hit Wishclaw. Then we'll just add Naws. I guess I don't... If I draw Tendrils, I don't mind, because we have Burning Wish. Otherwise, you could upkeep it. Play Lions of Diamond. Play add Naws. Make black. Make red. Tendrils. Oh boy. They're 9, though. Okay. I will not repeat. They are dead. Lay these out. Alright, we got him. 8 casts. 3 in a row. Not so bad against 8 casts, are we? 3-0. See you in the 4th round. Okay, here we go. Round 4, and I think once again we lost the die roll. Right? Yeah, we rolled a 4, they rolled a 5. That's alright, we haven't dropped a game, so I guess being on the draw is better. Fact. Playing against all mana. And we'll keep this hand. It's pretty good. Pretty good. We're hoping we draw another black card so I can imprint. I would like to cast this Thoughtseize. Okay, so I'm not going to chroma. You know what? First things first, I'm going to Bauble. They're F6th. Prismatic Mist on top. Bauble myself. I have a Petal incoming. I'm going to go Vault Thoughtseize. Yep, there's the F6. So I got Dress Down. Teferi. Already have Cauldra. I guess I take either Dress Down or Teferi. Probably Teferi. I don't necessarily care that they kill our constructs, especially since they have Cauldra. So I do care that they bounce Wishclaw. Only so much, though. Or Saga, right? So we are hoping to draw into discard and mana. And Baubles are not bad here, because we're not necessarily going to win next turn, so I don't mind drawing that. Just getting closer to the cards that I do want. We looked at that. Played Tundra. Played Stoneforge. Oh, I'm sorry, Vista is there. Opal's pretty good. So we go Saga. We play Wishclaw. We play Bauble. Oops. I should Bauble on my turn in case they draw and play Narset, so I'm not actually going to use Bauble yet. They are fetching. They really find a Narset? That would stink on ice. Swamp. Basic Swamp. Back to basics. Are you kidding me? They found their one of back to basics. Okay. Well, we are going to wind up with enough mana come Saga Chapter 3. So this is not the end of the world. Certainly a reason to have played Swamp instead of Vault. It's not the end of the world. It really isn't. I mean, we weren't going to make use of constructs anyways because of Dress Down. I suppose we could Duress, right? Next turn we're going to have 1, 4, 5, 6. Just enough to Wishclaw. Redraw. We'll probably have enough to Duress. So I'm not going to go and Duress. I could Duress Cauldra. Oh, they can't play Cauldra. Yes, they can. They have Vista. That's the missing card. So I X'd it out by accident. Still think I want to hold Duress. Gonna get hit by Cauldra down to 12. We're gonna have to add Naws from 12. Or I could Duress, take Cauldra, hope they don't draw Force. Or if they draw a blue card, they can Dress Down to try and draw Force. You know what? I am gonna Duress. I am. I'm gonna Bauble now. Play around Narset. So I figured we had a redraw and a draw, so there's a good chance we just draw more discard anyways. So you're going to hold up Batterskull and Dress Down. They have one unknown. Okay. Yep. What is this? Oh, playing around Needle, I guess. Okay. So we know they can't cast Dress Down now. And would have to be Force of Will. Do we have enough mana? We have 4, 5, 6. If we imprint Tutor, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 Adnos. Yeah, as long as it's not Spell Pierce. I could name Dress Down, but then if it's Brainstorm, we're in trouble. Well, naming Dress Down beats Force of Will, but still loses to Spell Pierce. I think Force of Will is most likely interaction, though, if they have it, right? And if they have Spell Pierce, I don't know. Let's try it. If they have Brainstorm, then they're going to get to cast Brainstorm post-Cabal Therapy. They may cast Brainstorm if they had it, though. Is that true? Yeah, because they can find Prismatic Ending, blow up Wishclaw, stuff like that. I'm going to name Force. Alright, so it's nothing. Perfect. This is the same amount of mana by imprinting it as it is casting it for LED, except we don't take an LED out of our deck. So let's go get some Nauseam. Also Metalcraft. Bauble, Opal. Alright, found Tendrils. Plenty of zeros, Dark Ritual. I think we have a land drop. Bauble, another ritual. Wishclaw, Bauble, Thoughtseize. Okay. It's good enough. We got him pretty good. Let's cast the rituals, cast the baubles. As well use the bauble, take a peek. Flooded Strand. Would not have helped them. Play some stuff, cast some things. Arrest them, why not? Take their last card and kill them. For a bunch. I gotta say, I'm liking the baubles so far. I feel like oftentimes we're just waiting for the Saga activation to go off and volleying discard spells, and at that point I'd much rather be drawing into baubles that'll get us closer to what is ultimately just better cards than Cabal Ritual. Okay, so control. So we want Haywire Might. I don't mind Map. Stoneforge. What I'm worried about is Lavinia. They tend to not have sweepers for Ave. They'll have like in the festivities because they have a lot of creatures of their own. So I'm gonna play Ave. How much do I care about Stoneforge and or Lavinia? I definitely care about Lavinia, but maybe I'll just play one Fatal Push. It's not like it kills Coldra though. Just want access to it. You know what? Maybe I'll just take the chance. You got Lavinia, you got Lavinia. They only play so many. Let's trim a Bauble. God, what do we trim in a matchup like this? On the draw? Could be a land. Oh, Chrome Mox. For sure. I used to take Cabal Ritual and a Chrome Mox. So it gets hit by Prismatic Ending. I guess I'll just trim a couple Baubles. So our CMC has been increased considerably, but we do have access to Ave, which I would say is a positive thing. This hand is a little bit risky, but I'm going to keep it. Basic Swamp, Thoughtseize. Interesting. Our hand is not exactly Thoughtseizable. Like, do you take Bauble? So our hand is just more stagnant? Or do you take Thoughtseize so I can't take a Lavinia that you're not casting next turn? So I did forget that we saw black, not red, so we're not worried about End the Festivities. Probably more so Plague Engineer, which Ooze is still pretty good against. So they took Duress. Let's see if they let us Thoughtseize. They force it. It certainly neuters our Cabal Therapy, but Bauble might bail us out. Serenity's a bitch. So is Prismatic Ending. I mean, the hand is good, but they just have a basic Swamp. Force Negation is the only card that can even be cast. I am worried about Serenity. Like I said, they're all good. Do I just take Ponder, though? Like, after Cabal Therapy, or with Cabal Therapy? This one's taking Force Negation. I think Serenity is the scariest card. Oh, I guess I didn't have to play Petal. That's alright. Serenity. Goodbye. And we'll pass. And Bauble up. I guess I shouldn't have done it yet. It's guaranteeing I don't get new information. Oops. Get bobbled. Rebobble. IT. It's another thing that these baubles do for us, is you can put them into play and actually get hellbent for IT, and then come back to the resource afterwards. Whereas something like Cabal Ritual, you'd have to commit to it. Yeah, let's play IT. Just get Ad Nauseam. Try to get there while the getting's good. Nice draw, they said. I mean, do have 8 black tutors. When you're drawing multiple cards with baubles, more likely to draw the cards you need over time, right? That's the idea, and I think it's coming through here. Discard? Okay, ritual. Well, let's see if we can get there. Yep, I think they're getting salty. GG's, they said. Okay, no salt, no salt. I don't mean to throw shade like that. I get salty sometimes. But they are not being salty. They said GG's. Looks like we got there. We do have Ave. So we have to stop there. Make her black. Let's duress you. You drew Hull Breacher and another Ponder. Alrighty. We got him pretty good. Let's duress him again. Why not? Why not? Let's make red. Let's get it with Burning Wish. Black. Black. Alright, we got him. We are 4-0. Have we dropped a game? We have not dropped a game. So I will see you in the final round for the trophy match. Okay, here we go. Final round against Matt Soleil. I feel like they took a break from Magic for a while. I haven't seen them, but they have a number of trophies, so they're definitely back on the grind to some extent. They used to play, like, all sorts of wild, like, Maverick-ish types of cards, right? Like, I think they were playing, like, Sylvan Plug at some point. But like I said, it's been a while. We'll see what they're on now. This hand just has a redraw and a bunch of mana. We cannot keep this. This, on the other hand, is pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. I'll keep, I think we're imprinting Tendrils so that we can turn one Wishclaw with this Saga. We don't have a mana to follow up except for Petal, which is not permanent, so I think I want to use Bauble. I'm going to put Petal down. I'd rather find a permanent mana source with Bauble. Play Chrome Mox, imprint Tendrils, play Saga. They kept on 7. Play turn 1 Wishclaw, Bauble, play out my LED, play around Chalice, play around Discard. Hopefully that's good. We could have bobbled, I suppose, but there's really no other play that we're doing here. Cradle. Okay, so it's going to be Elves. So 3, 4, 5. We just need to draw 1 mana and we get to Adnaz. Or most likely Elves, right? It is a good matchup. We tend to only lose this matchup when we lose the die roll, keep a slower hand, and then lose game 1. And then it's tough to pull up both post-board games. But on the play, fast hand. Let's go. There's the mana. There's more mana. I like it. Let's go Ancient Tomb. Use Ancient Tomb. Go get more mana. Not that I want to take them out of my deck, but I would like the +1 mana. Black. Black. Go get Ad Nauseam. Cast Ad Nauseam. And off we go. Looking not so bad so far. Lots of zeros. Ritual. We have a Wish Claw. We get some discard, which we don't need. Lots of Baubles. More Ritual. More LED. We imprinted Tendrils, so we don't have to worry about that. They are dead. Like super mega dead. Let's just stop there. They are dead. Let's duress. They'll scoop to it. And we'll move on. Okay, so they're on the Fiend Artisan build, which means they're a little bit slower, but they have a lot more disruption and better access to it. So you never quite know how people are building their sideboards, right? Especially with all the colors. They play one Saga, so they have little artifacts that they play. They get a lot of tools. A lot of tools. I think they're just checking to make sure that I do have another win con since I imprinted Tendrils. Play out this Opal. I'm going to just play Wishclaw. Lion's Eye Diamonds, why not? Activate Wishclaw. Go get Burning Wish. Cast Burning Wish. Cast Tendrils. Get him for a bunch. Alright, one more game and we sweep this league, baby. Making it look easy. Okay, so we have the additional Fatal Push, which feels real nice here. We do have 3 basic swamps, which is also nice. I don't want map. They're very capable of hanging and banging with map. Haywire Might is a maybe. I don't need Surge Node. I think they might play a 1-of Chalice. I'll play my 1-of Haywire Might in case they drop a Deafening Silence. So it's 5 cards. This card is certainly worse against them and on the draw. I think I'm just going to take out Cobalt Therapy and Duresses. Call it a day. Okay, this is a turn 1. I will keep it. They're probably going to discard us, though. I don't care about that. Really don't care about that. We are hoping they don't have discard. They usually do. However, you get a ley line once, but yep. Alright, let's draw one of our tutors. We have 8 more on the deck. Nope. Do we play it all out? Plays into Force of Vigor. Plays around discard. But they don't have mass discard, so I'm going to hold on to them. Noble Hierarch. Land, 3 cards in hand. At least we got a redraw. Yeah, land. Guess I want F6 in case they... well, what are they going to do? Force of Vigor my Bauble? No, we're probably going to get natural ordered now. We do have a basic swamp, which is nice. We probably should have bobbled. Well, you could bobble so that you could hit Fatal Push, but we do have a Dark Ritual, so we have enough mana to Ritual Fatal Push if it comes down to that. But it looks like they're falling short. They have 2 cards. I mean, if your hand has Leyline and Thoughtseize turn 1, Dorks, lands, like, you definitely keep that. So there's no... It's not, like, hugely surprising if they don't have anything. However, they still have 4 mana up, so we could just be getting wrecked right now. Yep. Yeah, it's just Collect Roof, which is probably good enough, but we do have 4 cards that kill it. It's not one of them. That is one of them. I don't think there's any use in waiting. Do I burn a Ritual instead of 2 life? I think so. Did they discard us? We already have Swamp. Then we just have so much mana. Yeah, we don't need this Ritual. I'd rather preserve my life total. They only have 1 card. Now 2 cards. Still, at any point, if we just draw a tutor, we should be able to pull off a win. I guess using Ritual maybe takes us off of Pier... Oh, probably not. Here we come. Yeah, Wish Claw. 3, 6, 9, 12. So we have enough to just Pier. We still have Tendrils in the deck. They scooped it up! Alright, a clean sweep. Did not lose a game. That was insane. That felt really smooth. So we played against 3 8-cast players in a row. One of the 8-cast players had some wonky cards. They're trying Chrome Host Seed Shark, which I don't think is good enough for 8-cast, and they left when we were in a good position, pretty much had game 1, so I think we had a good chance of getting there. Would it have been another 2-0? I don't know. It's tough to 2-0 8-cast 3 times in a row, but we basically did it. And then we played against Artisan, Fiend Artisan, Elf, or whatever it's called, Toolbox Elves. I forget what the match was in between. What did we play? Oh, we played against the control deck, Esper Stoneblade, and we tore them apart too. So I mean, so far I'm 9-1 with this list with 8 baubles. I do like it. As most of you know, I have over the course of the past year been on and off making excuses to cut Cabal Ritual. The card has its places. It makes sense as a 2-of. It also makes sense as a 1-of. But the fact that you can't IT 1 and copy 1, I think is important enough to run 2 if you're running it. But this feels extra smooth. Our openers felt smoother. It was just that extra bit of card reach, I think, that got us there just barely quicker. So, and our Anozes were just unbelievable. Like, converted mana cost is just absurdly low in this deck. Let's count it. We have 4, 6, plus 8 is 14, plus 8 is 22, 26, plus 8 more is 34, 35. There's only 35. That is the lowest converted mana cost I've ever seen in an Adnos deck, actually, that I've built. Usually we're hovering around 40. low 40s, high 30s. Insane. Felt good. Obviously, it felt good that we had an additional removal for Oof. We won off of Feed the Swarm. Any one of these would have done. We made good use of Surge Node. We didn't really have a map matchup, although I wouldn't mind it in 8-cast. Sometimes it's what you need. Sometimes it's just too slow against them, though. No leyline matchups, but we're pretty good against those. But yeah, I'm going to keep testing this list. I might wind up bringing this to SCG Baltimore. Still haven't even decided between this or the Epic Gamble. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. I just got butterflies, like, thinking about it, you know? So I'm super excited about both of these lists. I'm super excited for, shout out to Builderburn, Discord user, who got 4th in the Four Seasons Bologna tournament with 312 players. He went 7-0 and then double ID'd into top 8. They don't play out the top 8 because it's too late and people need to travel back to their homes and stuff, so they just enforce a split top 8. And then there was an Epic Gamble player, goes by Rick, RIC dash in Discord. I can't think of their real names right now. I'm a stupid American, and they have European names that just don't plug into my brain. But yeah, Rick got, I know them by their Discord names and Twitch, and you know what I mean. That's where I interact with them. But it was cool to see the interviews of that. You know, put a face to the name, watch them play, and Rick was 7-1 at one point with the Epic Gamble and wound up losing his win and in to Doomsday, wound up 7-2 and got 11th. So that's huge. Stoked about that. On that same day, I played in the challenge and just got wrecked. But then just the celebration of them crushing it was like, oh man, I would trade getting wrecked in a challenge for a couple of awesome guys, just crushing it with both the Epic Gamble and Black Saga Storm. So well played, gentlemen. Thanks for repping the decks, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep jamming this list, and I'll see you next time.